coming to you from St. Louis, where the Pirates have dropped the first 2 games of this series. They're looking to get one here before they leave town, and today it's the Pirates and the Cardinals here from Busch Stadium. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block to be joined by Bob Walk in just a moment, and some big news in Pirates camp yesterday as center fielder Starling Marte suspended for 80 games. And Pirates president Frank Coonelly issuing a statement on behalf of the team yesterday. The Pittsburgh Pirates fully support MLB's joint drug agreement, including the very tough penalties for violations of its prohibitions. We are disappointed that Starling put himself, his teammates, and the organization in this position. We will continue to fight for the division title with the men who are here, and we'll look forward to getting Starling back after the All-Star break. And Bob joins me now, and you know, the way that his impact will be felt here over the next 3 months, really it's all 3 phases of the game.
It will be, but especially right now, I think what everybody's going to be looking at is the offense. That's gotten off to a very slow start. We've been talking about hitting with players in scoring position, that sort of thing. So the effect on the offense will be felt right now. And I think they're just going to have to do really what Frank said, is don't look back. There's nothing that you can change now. What's done is done. Look forward and move forward. Come together. Use this to bring you together, and especially like just right here this afternoon. Think about winning this game. This is what you got to do. So, right now, just focus on playing baseball, and we'll just let things play out.
Yeah, the players have been optimistic in light of this as well, and it's certainly going to affect a lot of people, including Andrew McCutchen, who moved to center field last night. He will be there for the time being as well, and we'll talk about how the Pirates will be affected going forward here in St. Louis and beyond. And the Cardinals here on a Wednesday matinee. Series finale coming up as the Pirates look to have one win before they head home here in the series. And welcome back into the booth. Joe and Bob here with you. And, the Pirates in these series here now without Starling Marte going forward, Andrew McCutchen slid back into center field last night. And, I think he looked very motivated out there.
Well, one of the things that you have to do, I think, in these situations is you look to your star players. And nobody's a bigger star on this team than Andrew McCutchen. So can he step up his game? Well, boy, on defense, he certainly did. Yeah, I mean, a great couple of catches, just ranging from one gap to the other. He really looked motivated, really looked enthusiastic out there in the outfield.
And so he'll be back in center field for the time being, Clint Hurdle has said. Right field is still up for grabs a little bit as well. John Jaso is going to get the start over there. But now where does the offense go forward from here? Now, we've seen, in this series, 2 runs scored total. But going forward, again, you're missing one of your top run producers in Starling Marte, even though he just had the 9 home runs last year.
Well, the offense is challenged. We talked about Jung Ho when the season started. We're not going to have him. That was a big hole in that lineup, and now Marte's there. But like we talked about in the last segment, you can't do anything about that. You got to go forward. You got to go with the players you have right now. There's opportunities for guys out there. Frazier, for instance, he'll probably be seeing a lot of playing time. Is that bat of his for real? I hope it is, because that will help the offense.
Well, you've always talked about it, Bob, the pitching. That's where every good team bases its laurels on, and the pitching has been very good for the Pirates so far this season. And behind Garrett Cole today, they look to get one of these games against the Cardinals. Pirates in St. Louis coming up next right here on Root Sports.
Even in spring training, I was amazed at how hard he was throwing. And he's really worked a lot. The last 2 starts, he's gone 6 innings and 6 innings, 100 pitches, and I think 114. So there's 214 pitches in his last 12 innings. The last game, the one you're looking at right here, where he was pitching against that Cubs, in his last inning of work, he threw 100 miles an hour. So he is a horse. That's for sure, and yeah, we're looking for him to be the stopper this afternoon.
The Pirates trying to get one out of this series, and now Michael Walker will be his opposition. Last year, he was not healthy, and the Pirates took advantage of that. An ERA over 6 in his 4 starts, and he is off to a good start so far this year. And speaking of health, a look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Matt Carpenter, who has not appeared in this series, is back, and on that Sunday night game in New York, right ring finger got split, and now the swelling had finally subsided, so he's in the starting lineup here today. And with more on all the action today, let's go back to our studios with Rob King.
brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the largest health system rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. And by Kenny Ross, Total Confidence Pricing. Let's go Bucks!
And Garrett Cole gets the start today. Pirates trying to end this, either get swept or be swept, or sweep them, or that's all we've seen so far.
Enough with the brooms.
Yes. All right, let's get one. Good ball games though. The first 2 games of the series, 2-1 and 2-1, both in favor of the Cardinals. But we've seen some very, very good pitching. Need a little bit more timely offense for the Buccos here today against Michael Wacha.
Well, you were talking about him, being.
And he gets the nod today. Here's who he will face. Now the RAV4 lineup for the Buccos is Josh Harrison is the leadoff man today, with Josh Bell moving up in the order. Andrew McCutchen, 9-game hitting streak. Then Polanco cleans up with Freese and Jaso to follow. Jaso his first ever start in right field. Mercer, Stewart, and Cole rounding out the order.
Again, you were talking about him being hurt last year and not really being himself. Well, he's got his offense, or he's got his velocity back, and the offense is hurting because of that. You look at the strikeouts, 14 and just 3 walks in 12 innings. He's a stuff guy again. Those are some good numbers.
He's been one of the better young pitchers around when he's been healthy. Josh Harrison will get the nod as the leadoff man. And here's the Honda defense for the Cardinals today. Dexter Fowler manning center field. Jose Martinez stays in the lineup. He's swung a hot bat. Hillman left with Grichuk out. Piscotty in right. Jerko gets the start at third today. Garcia will fill in for Aledmys Diaz, who's struggling with the bat. Wong and Carpenter back in there. And Yadier Molina behind the plate. So Harrison, who is 1 for 14 in his career against Wacha, but hoping for some early action. Martinez. Will he have room? Oh, just enough.
Pretty fine play right there to start the ball game. I know that ball was awfully high, gave him time, but he had a lot of issues to work with. A couple of quick looks at the wall to get his bearings. There's another one. Got his hand out. Not a lot of foul territory there.
And he's been playing first base in this series. The rookie.
They're getting his attention, trying to tell him where they want him to play.
Josh Bell picking it up a little bit as of late. 3 hits in the series. Has that average up to 200. Saw some heat maps today on Josh Bell, Bob, and they are really, pitchers are really trying to jam him now as a left-handed batter. Whereas he got a lot of stuff middle away last year. Not very much away, and he's quickly down on strikes.
Yeah, I mean, there's no secrets. You watch him have just say 2 at-bats as a pitcher, and you know what he's trying to do.
Part of the cat and mouse game, huh? As you come into the big leagues, then they adjust to you. Do you adjust back? So quickly, 2 gone. Andrew McCutchen has hit it 9 straight.
But I think last year, when they were coming in last year, but was so disciplined that he wouldn't chase inside at all. He would take a lot of those pitches off the plate inside, and remember all the walks he got last year? Very patient. I think he's getting a little frustrated now. You see him swinging at pitches that are ball, like for instance the strikeout pitch.
I would see that very, very seldom last year.
He had a lot of patience, good knowledge of the strike zone. Two and 2
on number 22. Tell you what, Walker looks like his old self out there already. You can just tell.
Oh, 95 mile an hour on at least one of the fastballs that I saw to Josh. First Josh number 2.
We got 2 Joshes, the John and the Jordy in there today.
I'm gonna have trouble.
Good numbers career against Walker, almost 500 with a home run. Got underneath it. And Jerko. I have a play on it. A couple of foul outs and a strikeout. Michael Walker looks awfully healthy again. And now the Cardinals come to bat. And St. Louis will get their chance. And a look at the 9 penned in by Mike Matheny here this afternoon for this matinee. Dexter Fowler atop the order. Greg Garcia moves up, and then Matt Carpenter back in the lineup after missing the first 2 games of this series. Piscotty cleans up Jose Martinez, the 28-year-old rookie. Molina, Jerko, big power hitter from West Virginia. Wong and Waka.
Garrett Cole up on the mound, and hopefully he is a stopper. But I think we're looking maybe at another pitcher's duel this afternoon, the 3rd one in this series, as it looks like Walker's on his game, and we know that Cole's going to be on his. The stuff that he's been showing of late.
We have seen a pair of 2-1 ball games.
No mistakes, play good defense.
Dexter Fowler, who came into this series searching for something, starting to maybe come out of it a bit. He tweaked his batting stance, and when you're already 2 weeks into the season trying to make a whole bunch of adjustments, you know you're going in a bad way. But he tripled in the first inning yesterday, and that got the Cardinals the first of their 2 runs.
His wallet's a lot heavier now, so he's kind of making him lean back too far. He's having to adjust from that.
He signed a very rich 5-year deal. There's Andrew McCutchen playing deep out there in center. Played very deeply last night in his first game this year in center.
That's where he's comfortable. He likes to play a deep center field.
Well, we weren't sure how much we were going to see of him in center this year with Starling Marte installed as the starter, but now at least for the next 3 months he's going to be there. And Cole with a strikeout to start things.
97.
Easy heat from Garrett Cole.
He's had to throw throw a lot of pitches in these last couple of games, but it hasn't affected his stuff at all. He always seems to have that plus velocity. One of the hardest throwing starting pitchers in baseball.
26-year-old out of Southern California. Good looks on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Now Greg Garcia. Tell you what, we talked about a few minutes ago about the Pirates with Marte, no Gung, having some trouble scoring runs at times. This Cardinals team has not been scoring any runs, and you look up and down their lineup, they got a lot of names. That Garcia's in there today. Jose Martinez, who swung the bat well in the series, but Mike Matheny's having some challenges with the offense as well. Some of their guys that they were expecting good things from are either not available or not producing.
You got Molina hitting .211. Fowler, we already talked about the horrible start that he's off, and they gave him a bunch of money, so they are definitely expecting big things.
Played perfectly. Freeze gets the second out.
Way off the line, and obviously for a reason. Look how far he is off the line. Liner right there.
Tell you what, we talk about when someone beats the shift, everyone gets all up in arms. What about the other 15 times a game? You see a defensive positioning like that, and it's an out. So it's today's baseball. It's not just the Pirates. It's just about every team.
Except the Cardinals. I don't think they shifted one time yesterday's game. Kept waiting for it.
Yeah, some more than others. The Rockies are even coming around to it now.
But the Pirates really, though, technically aren't in a shift. They're playing the pole on the ground. It's kind of a traditional play the pole defense you have out there. Really, if they were in a shift, that would have been a base hit.
They would have vacated that side or had the third baseman in right field.
Freeze would have been in right field, not standing where he was.
I should say defensive realignment or something like that. A shift would be more pronounced. Optimal defensive position, I think is the term that the Pirates use. Speaking of, John Jaso's first career start out there in right field. McCutchen and Polanco joined him out there. Freeze, Mercer, Harrison, and Bell around the horn.
Checking that skies, yeah.
Chris Stewart is the catcher today. Tell you, with Jaso, he's gotten a little bit of time out there in right, played some in spring training, as well as has played 7 games in left field for the Rays a couple of years ago. I've liked how he's picked up on things at first base over time. He's worked a lot in the outfield in the spring and still during the regular season. And Kamara Barti, the outfield coach for the Pirates, praising not only his work ethic, but he says whatever he can get to out there, he's gonna make the play, and he has good instincts out there. Even though he's really a catcher by trade and now a converted infielder. So you're not expecting him to go win a Gold Glove in the time that he plays out in right field.
They're expecting him to catch the ball if it's hit to him.
He'll be competent out there.
Catch it if they hit it to you. That's all.
I'll tell you, there's not a lot of guys that work harder, and so really is committed to him becoming a better defensive player. He'll get tested.
He hit it to him.
Yeah, here's
the play we're talking about right here.
Here's that easy.
Made it.
He's going to have some more a little challenging than that. I can get his feet wet. Both teams turned aside in order. Let's look at our day automotive this day in history. Back in '86, Pirates beating the Cubs 14-8 at Wrigley Field, and birthday boy R.J. Reynolds had 3 hits, including a grand slam off Scott Sanderson. Bill Allman and Rafael Belliard each with 2 hits and 3 runs batted in, and Big Daddy Rick Russell getting the win after giving up 2 runs in 7 innings.
Ralphie had 2 hits. Huh? How about that?
Known for his defense. How about that?
Robert James with a long ball when the base was loaded.
Some great names. Gregory Polanco. Rolled out the first a few times yesterday, and
Carpenter got this play.
Might have been a little bit closer, but remember, Polanco has that groin concern.
Yeah, we don't know exactly where he's at as far as speed. I think he was hoping that the spin on the ball would kind of make something happen down there. But that was not an easy pick for Carpenter. Good job. Nice look at the Walker curveball. Ball 1.
He's been in some big moments. Yeah, he's been in some big moments with these Cardinals, including with that guy. Teammates. Walker getting a lot of postseason experience his first time around in the bigs.
Yeah, very early age.
Yeah, a year after he was drafted, he was thrown right into the postseason. He was the League Championship Series MVP back at 13. And as you know, but this is a guy that a couple years ago was an all-star, 17-game winner, and then last year that right shoulder inflammation. It just he was not he was a shell really of the pitcher he was. He's back to what we're used to. John Jaso looking for that first hit. He's homered in his career against Waka. He's a streaky hitter. He said it too, you know, many times. He really came on strong that last, what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks last season.
Kind of changed his approach there at the end of the season. Early in the year, he was batting leadoff. It was all about taking a lot of pitches and trying to get on base. And at the end of the year, he started trying to drive the ball.
1-2-3 inning for Waka and the Cardinals. In St. Louis, we'd like to welcome all the Suddenlink viewers in the Charleston, West Virginia area. Thanks for watching and thanks for rooting on your Bucks. All of us here at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. Try to get Garrett Cole some support today. Both teams have shown some good pitching in this series. A pair of 2-1 ball games, both in favor of the Cardinals, though. Here, zip, zip. Cole trying to play stopper today. Tell you what, the way that these pitchers have performed, the starting pitchers especially. Talking with both Jamison Tyone and Ivan Nova this morning about the camaraderie, the good peer pressure that all of these guys are putting on each other. And different personalities, different styles of pitching. But Ivan Nova at age 30, kind of the old man, the wily veteran. But everybody, there's a open door that if you've got something for me, and I'll listen to what you have to say, and that's a really healthy environment. And guys are competitive with each other, and they're feeding off each other right now. Everybody's pitching very, very well.
Yeah, it's really a nice thing to see. It's not always like that on teams, even sometimes winning teams. You know, personalities just don't really mesh. But on this club, they certainly seem to do, and they're really going to have to stay together and pull in the same direction as they're doing now.
Garrett Cole getting the opening day nod, the incumbent. But the young guys have pitched well for the most part, and even Glass now, you know, as he came around in that second start, something to build off of. But the top four guys in the rotation coming into today, an ERA of 2.66.
Yeah, they're cruising, those guys.
And giving you about 6.2 innings a start, which these days is would put you about around the leaders. Second strikeout for Cole. Scotty dispatched for the first out. Cole's got a little fire today.
Yeah, nice hard slider. Look at the velocity on a slider, almost 90. He's always fiery.
It's gonna be a warm day today too. I mean, for April, mid-April.
Yeah, it's mid-80s and mid-April.
Yeah, it's humid. Feels like a June, maybe late June afternoon. It was weather day before the game. They told us about all the different clouds, how thunderstorms come about. No precipitation expected here today. They just talked about it. Base hit for Jose Martinez. Mike Matheny playing a hunch. They put him in the lineup again today. 7 straight games he's had a base hit now.
They're looking for offense just like we are. Trying to go with a hot hand.
Hey, speaking of the kids, bring the whole family this Sunday. Pirates hosting the Yankees at 1:35. Fun and games before, during, and after the game. Every fan 14 and younger receives a Pirates water bottle courtesy of Allegheny Health Network Transplant Institute. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays. Come on out, see the Buccos, see the Yankees. A very rare opportunity to see the New York Yankees and a lot of their exciting young players as well. Both teams with some good standout young players. Yadier Molina. Only 2 for 20 in his career against Cole, who has pitched well in this ballpark. The Pirates have lost dating back to last season 6 straight against these Cardinals. This is not always an easy place to pitch, but over his career, Cole has an ERA in the low 3s coming into today's action.
Well, since Cole's been here, the Cardinals are good year after year after year, and I really think he raises his game up a little bit when he goes against the premier teams. Maybe not a conscious thing, but you can see it. He really likes pitching against the Cardinals. Enjoys it.
Here at this ballpark, 313 prior to today. This is his 6th start here. He's had a little extra. I mean, he's always, like you said, he's always fiery, but seen him with a few hand gestures already after good and bad. Mad at himself.
You know, a lot of
happy
times
with it.
you see guys, and I'm not exactly sure how it affects Cole, to be honest with you, but I like to lean toward that. Even though he gets fiery out there, that as soon as he puts his foot on the rubber and looks in for the next sign, that's gone. It doesn't affect him from pitch to pitch. Some guys, you see that, and before you know it, they're out of the ball game. It did affect them. They show their displeasure in something or whatever. I think with Cole, he can be upset for a moment, and then it's gone. It's almost like a release for him instead of keeping it in. Well, the opposite from what you see out of Tyone, for instance. Tyone, you don't know what's going on with him. He's always got the poker face going on out there.
And he was talking about that today about, hey, different strokes for different folks. It's a different style for each guy. And how about getting Molina to chase? It's not just a fastball with Garrett Cole.
No, he's showing a real hard breaking slider this afternoon.
Ray Searage presiding over the Pirates pitching. Jed Jerko, his first action of the series. WVU product. How about that second half he had last year? He had 23 home runs after the All-Star break. 30 all told. Baseball nearly set a record for home runs last year. Just shy of the most home runs in a season per game, not even the total number with all the teams that are in there now. So guys like Jed Jerko, Brad Miller, these are 30 home run hitters last year. Not household names.
Nope, not at all. They keep doing that, though. Will be, though.
Absolutely. It's a 4-pitch walk.
Look, 3 of the pitches hit the edge of the strike zone. Didn't get a call on any of them. And you can see his look on his face. He's showing that he does not have the poker face. He would have to be one of those guys with like the real thick sunglasses on so you couldn't see what he's doing.
Eric Cooper in his 19th season out of Iowa State.
Stewart, he was giving signs to his middle infielders. That's why he was out in front tapping all of his body parts.
Number 8 hitting Colton Wong. Homered in the series.
Boy, that's a good fastball. Right, the letters. He is a live arm.
And that will get Cole out of the inning.
He's again in the right spot at the right time.
Hitting a walk, nothing doing. And scoreless through 2. Kick off your weekend with the Bucks and some of the best bands in the burg during Friday Night Rocks. And get tuned in to Pittsburgh's music scene as we showcase local artists and tracks throughout every Friday Night Pirates broadcast. Eternal Boy is this week's band on Friday Night Rocks, presented by IC Light. Well, Friday Night Rocks and maybe Wednesday afternoon sings. Pirates hope so. They need a win here in this series. 2-1 has been the Cardinals' method of victory in the first two.
Sweep, sweep back, sweep back. Let's get away from these.
Weird. Right to Carpenter. Mercer nailed it, but Carpenter had it for the first down.
Guys are playing off the line this afternoon. Doing the right thing to do. Some atom balls going. Both clubs.
Yeah, I had good wood, but Carpenter right there.
That's what Carpenter's looking for. Good wood.
Now Chris Stewart. How about Cervelli and how much he's caught so far? So Stewart gets a chance to get in there today. Third game. With some off days built in, right? Catchers can kind of go, especially early in the year, right? And feeling healthy, feeling good. Right at the hollow of the knees. Jameson Tyone.
If they didn't want to be catchers, they should have played something else.
Yeah.
It is going to be a warm. We already talked about it's going to be a warm, hot afternoon. Give Cervelli a break. Day game after night game. It's kind of almost automatic that you go ahead and give that everyday catcher a break.
Stewart out to left. Carrying pretty well today. It's 8 up and 8 down for Michael Wacha. Yadier Molina's in there quite a bit. He sat out on Monday night, though. How about Garrett Cole getting the first Pirate hit today? .175 in his career.
Definitely a little bit better than most. Maybe not in the category of like how Leak was or is, but not a bad hitter for a pitcher for sure.
See, did Molina get hit on the backswinger? Oh, I'm sorry, they foul back.
Molina a little time to clear the cobwebs after that one.
Yeah, he got hit on the backswing by McCutchen earlier. That's a tough job.
Yeah, you see that. Catchers get that all the time. You wonder why they don't have more concussions than they do.
Well, those there's two different kinds of masks. That hockey style mask and then a more traditional looking mask, though that mask I do know is lighter with the titanium bars now. It absorbs more than it ever has, even though it looks like it's the same mask that they've been wearing for 40 years. That one, though, that is supposed to spread the impact around and not put it in one spot. And that's the idea behind that kind of style of helmet. Kind of the goalie look to it. Well, first time around the order, Michael Wacha is looking really good. But Garrett Cole's held him off the board too.
This game between the Pirates and Cardinals. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Andrew McCutchen and Starling Marte have been teammates for 6 seasons now. And Andrew McCutchen reacted to the news of his friend and teammate suspension.
Yeah, I hate to hear anything like that, from anyone, and then, especially your own teammate. You hate to hear it, So, he has some things that he's going to have to battle, some things he's going to have to overcome, and all you can do is just try and be his support. He has our support. He has my support. And, guys make mistakes. But last thing I need to be doing is distancing myself away from him or whatever that may be. I'm just trying to be a good friend before I am a teammate. And let him know that, through it all, I'm here for him.
Now, Joe and Bob, you guys addressed this in the open. The Pirates move on without it, and Clint Hurdle was asked about who's going to play right field. Obviously, McCutchen's moving over to center. Polanco's going to stay in left. Now, Hurdle's response to it is that he's open-minded right now. Chances are going to present themselves, and quite honestly, it's going to depend on who the pitcher is opposing the Pirates that day as to what the matchup could be. Obviously, today, it's John Jaso for the first time in his career, but it could be any number of different guys, including Jose Osuna and Adam Frazier, who could obviously play anywhere, Joe.
Well, thank you, Robbie. And talking with a lot of the guys yesterday, Gregory Polanco was in shock at first, couldn't believe it, wanted to see verification of the news. But once the news kind of set in, and they knew that they were going to be without Marte for 3 months, that everybody seemed optimistic. The next man up is a phrase that they used quite a bit. And so, we'll see. I mean, I've been around a situation where a star player had been suspended for performance-enhancing drugs before, and that particular team, this was the Brewers a few years back, they ended up playing better in that period of time. Now, who knows what's going to happen? Obviously, on paper, it's a big loss, and there's no making up for that guy. But you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how the guys are going to respond. And so far, at least, they're putting a positive mind to it.
Turn the page. That's all you can do. Just like somebody gets hurt.
Very similar.
Thing.
Very similar.
A trade, whatever. It's just that person's not going to be there, so you got to go on without him and do the best you can. Simple as that.
And the other layer to that is, okay, well, who plays in the outfield? And for the folks that have wondered about Austin Meadows, one of the top prospects in the Pirates system, Neil Huntington says he's not ready. And look, he's played 47, 48 games in AAA. That's about a third of a season. Dating back to last year and just getting started this year, he's off to a little bit of a slow start. He's starting to come around the last few days. Get him to the point where he's ready to contribute. The Pirates fully expect that it is possible, if not probable, that Meadows at some point this year will be ready to contribute. And when he is, then he can be factored into that mix, whether it's before Marte returns or after. Fowler cracks this one out to right, and the Cardinals have an early lead.
Well, you said he was going to make an adjustment. Maybe it has paid off. And they talked about him not being able to see the baseball. He saw that one.
First homer of the year.
Okay, he went out and got that pitch too. Watch the location. It's going to be away from him. Right on the outside corner. He jumps out there and hooks it into the Bird bullpen. That's always kind of a little sore spot with a pitcher when he throws a pitch on the outside corner, maybe him off the plate a little bit, and somebody hits that ball out of the ballpark. That kind of tells you a little bit like, well, wait a minute, if he can hit that ball that hard, he's not respecting anything inside. Let's see if they try to work Fowler on his hands a little more next at bat.
401 feet on StatCast. First home run as a Cardinal for Fowler. First run batted in for him as well. Greg Garcia. And a good jump in center from Andrew McCutchen gets the second out. He read that ball, and that's the toughest ball to hit, right? The one right at him?
Absolutely right at him. And I mean, he had no choice, had to make the head first dive. He's playing the heck out of center field here these last 2 games since he's moved back out there. A couple of fine plays in last night's game, and that's a beauty there.
Well, McCutchen's playing deep. Heck, all the outfielders are playing deep. So on a ball like that, look at our Allegheny Health Network Super Mo.
Yeah.
Got to come in.
Hit the ground pretty hard. You saw the mitt hit the ground, but had a good enough grip on the baseball that it didn't roll out.
That Carpenter flat out his first time. Cardinals open with the lead. Pirates have not led in this series. And this will be another game this year where the Pirates have trailed at some point in the ballgame. Only once all year. I mean, it has been tough to find victories. Pirates have 6 of them, but in only one game this year have they led and not trailed. So they'll have to come from behind again here today, just down a run, thanks to Cole rebounding nicely. He has struck out 4 Cardinals this afternoon.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV 4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Dexter Fowler with his first home run of the year. The Cardinals have a run. 1-0 St. Louis through 3. And now the Pirates need to find a base runner. First time around against Waka. 9 up, 9 down. All right, they've got to look now. See what they can do here with Jay Hay, Josh Bell, Andrew McCutchen. And look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders and the National League leaders in being hit by pitches. Rizzo's always up there. But Josh Harrison 6 times. He got hit in 4 consecutive plate appearances. All in the lower leg.
Didn't it go from like 0 to 6 in about 3 games?
Yeah.
It just.
Not fun.
He was going to have to go to the double shin guard.
Put a armor on him. What was it? What do they call that? Knight's armor or whatever. Go up there in a metal and
Steel plate. Hard to run in though.
Yeah. But he's relatively fine after all that. Bell was Walker's strikeout victim back in the first. Only one so far.
See, there's that fastball. They're trying to work him inside, and he takes that pitch inside for a ball. And that's his defense about that, is just don't be swinging at those.
Now, he can take that, right, because he's off the plate?
If they're painting it right on the inside corner, they're catching a call. Okay, every now and then there's going to be a bat where they're going to force you to offer that pitch, like that one right there. But that takes a lot of talent to throw that ball and hit that spot, especially 3 times in a row.
That one blasted out to center. Fowler back, looking up, and there it goes. A home run for Josh Bell. Just like that, the Pirates tie it.
Now that fastball got kind of leaked out a little bit right down the middle. And that's the one Bell wants, is that ball. It's away from him just a little bit. Not on the inside half, not on the inside corner, but down the middle. I'm sure he's trying to throw this one inside. And it's hard to throw 3 in a row in there. You're going to miss somewhere. You're either going to miss down the middle like you did on that one, or you're going to miss inside where you can take it for a ball. Here it is. Watch. This one's going to leak right back down the middle. Pow.
First homer of the year. That feels good for Josh Bell.
You know, now a lot of the guys are what they are as far as hitters. They've already been here in the big leagues. You know what to expect out of them. Bell's the guy, when we're talking about improving this offense, we don't really know. He's a little question mark as to what kind of hitter he's going to be up here. So there is a possible answer to some of our challenges on offense, especially from the power department. We'll see how he develops and how this season goes. But boy, you really like that, seeing him hit that fastball out of here.
410 feet. And McCutchen hit it off the end of the bat. That's the second out. That's a great point, Bob, because you think, okay, where's the offense going to come from? And Bell is that wild card. Certainly the numbers in the minor leagues suggest that once he gets adjusted, and now maybe in this series, that's his 4th hit in the series, maybe he's starting to readjust now. That could be the wild card that helps make up for some of that, maybe even more so.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a spot you can kind of look at and say, well, there could be a big jump at that position. Keep our fingers crossed.
The adjustments that take place with young players, it goes back and forth. Maybe the pendulum swinging back for Bell. One ball game here in the 4th. Polanco looking for his first long ball of the year. There's Walker trying to come inside again. And like you said, it's not easy for a righty to come into a lefty right on that inner edge, huh?
Not really. I mean, the guys that can cut the ball a little bit, it's a little easier for them. But even for them, it's hard to hit the edge every single time. But the one thing that they got going for them, they're not going to have that ball leak back over the middle. It's either going to be on that edge or it's going to come in for a ball.
Now David Freese, like we saw with Mike Leake last night, with that little cutter that he throws, right?
Yeah, guys that can cut the ball, they're going to keep it in there. And if they miss, it's more often going to be in off the plate. What's really difficult is if you're a two-seamer guy, and so you got that little tail movement on, the right-handed two-seamer is going to always tail back toward third baseline. So you have to compensate for that and actually start it off in your mind. You're starting it off inside. That's your target. You're looking, okay, I'm going to throw this ball inside off the plate to this left-hand hitter, so it'll come back and just stay right on the edge. That's the one you got to be careful with, because if it comes back too far, it is right down the middle for him.
Freeze out to center to end the inning. But Josh Bell with his first home run of the year, and he knocks the scoreboard with a long blast. Pirates and Cardinals tied at 1. AMC scoreboard. Josh Bell with his first home run. Now Garrett Cole back out to work. Gotta feel good, right? You give up one, you get one right back. Especially in a series where runs have been hard to come by.
It's Mulligan.
They had 2 strikes on Piscotty. Good young player. The Cardinals inked him to an extension a couple weeks ago out of Stanford. And Polanco able to track it down. Look at some of our Point Park tweets, and Josh Bell, need to see some power from him, get some more of that. Absolutely. I think that's going to come in time, right? I mean, if he makes those adjustments, which, you know, I know that the Pirates have been working with him to try to do.
Well, that's why I say he's that question mark as far as the power numbers for me. Just don't know right now how that is going to evolve. You like to think that eventually he's big and strong enough to where he will be a power hitter.
Now my thought is this: I think that power doesn't always mean home runs. You can sometimes have a guy that hits a lot of doubles and maybe a little bit fewer home runs. That's still power.
Well, we used to call that gap power.
Okay.
Guy had good gap power. Meant that you put him, he's not a punch and Judy, but he doesn't hit home runs. Good gap power. Can hit you doubles, like you said.
We'll see how that all plays out. Cole's fallen behind 3-0 on Martinez, who's really the Cardinals' hottest hitter right now. Mike Matheny keeping him in the lineup. He's been on base both times today. Got a 7-game hitting streak. Cole will work with a man on. It's a warm afternoon, especially for this time of year.
When we leave, I think he's going to get back down into some daytime highs in the 50s here in St. Louis, but not what's happening today.
Oh, that's a good luck base hit. Hard hit by Molina.
They go through Cole's legs.
A little croquet action.
Shaking his head a little bit.
Yeah, between the pitcher's legs and past the shortstop's glove.
He's wondering how he missed that. Had the glove down there in time, just didn't have it low enough.
Yeah, hit it right in front of his feet there. So that's, you know, I mean, if you're an infielder and you're already in that position, you know, with your glove on the ground, yeah, you make that play. Your pitcher, it's almost impossible.
Not exactly in the fielding position.
Don't have time.
Gets cracked back at you.
Yeah, he hit that 99 miles an hour. So Jerko, Morgantown native, walked his first time. Can be doubled up though, and would help get Cole moving along here. Getting a lot of swings. Slider moving down and away out of the zone like that. Struck out Molina on it earlier. We've been spoiled with the pitch counts lately, haven't we? Nova needed 78 to go 8 innings in a complete game on Monday. Chad Kuhl was at 72 through his first 6 innings. And Cole's pitching just fine if this inning ends up being over soon. But that pitch efficiency has been something that the Pirates are starting to make a hallmark of theirs. Full count now.
Yeah, that's the one you throw and you're like, how did he not chase that? I threw that in the perfect spot, had good bite on it, didn't offer it. Just off the plate, a little bit low.
Strike 3 call.
He got a call there. And you could see that was a little out of the zone.
Jerko disagrees, and he had a beef.
It had the plate, but it was a smidgen low.
Now the hollow of the knees, the very back where behind your legs there where calf starts, that's where the strike is. And Eric Cooper thought it had gotten high enough for a strike. Well, bully for the Buccos. And that changes a lot. Instead of the bases full, 1 out, 2 outs with the 2 men on for Wong. Got it in the same spot back in the second. Cole got him to bounce out then.
You can be a little careful with him right here too. You can walk on deck.
Not a lot of speed on the bases.
Stewart, after he caught that ball, was kind of nodding yes, that's what he wanted. He didn't want to strike there. Just wanted to show him that fastball apparently off the plate away.
What do you do? Come inside here? Gonna try to. Harrison. That's the easy force. Nice play. Garrett Cole in a little bit of trouble, but then got out of it, and we stay tied at 1. On a Zambelli fireworks night. It's coming up on Friday. Pirates and the Yankees at 7:05, and then stay after the game for Zambelli fireworks presented by 93.7 The Fan. Go to pirates.com/fireworks. Get your tickets. Yeah, fireworks are back. Weather's starting to warm up. Spring is here. Baseball is back. And the Yankees coming to town when the Pirates start this homestand on Friday night. You never get to see the Yankees. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be. That's one of the teams I think that people in Pittsburgh really enjoy when they have the interleague play. Yankees and the Astros, I think the two everybody looks for.
Yeah. And through 4 innings, the other guy already tuckered out. He's just taking a break. He'll be back. Jaso trying to get the monkey off his back. 0 for 18. And you know what? He said that when he's been at the plate, he's not really trying to change a whole lot. He's not really panicked. He knows it's going to come. It's tough, though, at the beginning of the season when that happens, right? Because you look up at the scoreboard and you see, you know, dot 0, 0, 0.
If he's hitting, you know, 280 and goes 0 for 20 and he drops down to what, maybe, you know, 250 or something. Yeah, he's in a slump, but it's not that big of a deal. Doesn't get all that noticed, other than we might mention, you know, they had been a week since he got a hit, something like that. But yeah, when the season starts, it does stick out.
There it is.
And it's gone now.
He's got a batting average.
It's not like he's striking out a ton or anything like that. He's putting the ball in play. Just up until that at bat had him fall for it.
Nice level swing.
Yep. Change up perhaps.
I thought Jaso's game at the plate on Sunday too at Chicago. Remember he drew a couple of walks and kind of set up some big innings, and Pirates coming back to win that game. Yeah, there are 0 for 17s, and then there are, you know, bad 0 for 17s where guys look bad. It was kind of surprising to me to keep looking at that number.
He wasn't having like horrible bats. The thing here now is you get the leadoff runner aboard. I believe one of the main issues with the offense so far, why it's off to a slow start, is these scenarios, not being able to group or bunch hits together. Yesterday's game, perfect example of that.
And when they have been bunched together, when you get 2 or 3 in an inning, they're all singles.
Yeah. And one of those is an infield single. You know, it's just
Well, for instance, Mercer yesterday, Pirates were what, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. He had the only hit with a runner in scoring position. It was a single, didn't score a run. So the Pirates and the Cardinals, for that matter, right there, starting this season, the 2 teams with the lowest slugging percentage in the National League. Cardinals are last, Pirates right in front of them. And even in the face of what's going on, you figure that that's going to turn around some. Because of the pitching, at least, if that can continue, but also the personnel that's out there. These guys don't foresee that to happen all year long. Runners in scoring position coming into today. Both the Pirates and Cardinals hitting .202. Imagine that's going to improve.
Was it a few years ago the Cardinals hit like 350 or something like that? Runners in scoring position.
I think they set the record by more than 20 points. Shattered bat. That's a double play.
Good. Jaso got caught assuming. And he thought that was going to get over his head. Kept running. I mean, if he just stays over there and waits until it actually hits the grass, it's hit so softly that he's still going to be able to get to second base before Fowler can throw him out.
And 1 pitch later, the inning ends. Leadoff single erased. Through 4.5 from St. Louis, tied at 1. Jackets in their first round series tomorrow night, and we'll have it for you right here on Root Sports. The 2 teams split into games in Columbus, but the Pens have a chance to do it in front of the home folks for Game 5. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock tomorrow night with Pens pregame presented by Levin Furniture and Mattress. On our UPMC scoreboard here in Blues Country, tied at 1. Well, who am I cheering for? Okay. Baseball now, hockey tonight. All right. Yeah, the Blues play right down the street. What, maybe 6 blocks from here?
Not too far.
I can run to it, so that must be less than a mile.
I can run to it. So must be like less than a half mile.
Big hockey fan, David Freese, grew up in the St. Louis area in Wildwood. Pitcher leads off the inning. Jose Osuna making his major league debut yesterday. Had a pinch hitting appearance. First roster move for the Pirates all season. They're the only team in baseball, knock on wood, that have had no players injured so far. But McCutchen moving to center after the suspension of Starling Marte. Some more Point Park tweets. And Ian thinks that Kutcher's about to go on a power spree, and Cornelius playing with a chip on his shoulder. Exactly what the Buccos needed right now. Yeah, you know what? It is. We'll see what happens. But, you know, sometimes when Fowler is getting that swing going again. He's homered twice today.
Didn't hook, did it? Remember the last time up, he went out and got a ball away from him and headed out of the ballpark. And I said, I wonder if they'll try now to pitch him in next time just because of that. So Fowler probably is thinking, okay, I'm going to look inside. They're not going to let me go out over the plate again. And this ball right on the very inside corner. And these sometimes are tough to keep fair. Get the head of the bat out there in front to hit them that hard and keep the ball fair. And it just was able to stay inside that foul pole. You could see it start to turn. Just didn't turn enough.
Current call for Fowler. He hit that 407 feet right down the line. And these folks wanted him to nod his first 2 home runs as a Cardinal and his last 2 at bats. And the Cardinals retake the lead.
And you can see it start moving and just stayed inside the pool.
First 2-homer game for Fowler in almost 4 years. And Cole quickly rebounds to strike out Garcia.
A familiar score, 2-1.
That has been the score of every game of this series.
Well, whatever he did so he could see the ball, it's working.
Well, he made some adjustments, and you know, you're hoping the Cardinals were about as down and out as you could get through 12 games in this season. You're hoping that they would stay dormant for 3 more days. Now, it's not like they've been hitting the ball a ton by any means. They've only scored 2 runs in each of these games. But Fowler coming alive. He hadn't driven in a run. He was hitting in the low 100s when this series began.
Yeah, he did.
He's sitting next to John Mabry too, hitting coach. He's been working with him extensively. Fowler, a Cub last year, signed that big deal with the Cardinals.
It's like going from the Yankees to Boston or vice versa, isn't it? Cubs to Cardinals.
He took out a ad in the one of the Chicago papers, and thanked fans and hoped that they would be okay with him making the move. Where's this?
He wanted this pitch, but it was a little low.
He's gotten a strike 3 call on a pitch about that high today once.
Where are you going to reach more people with nowadays? Ad in the paper or a tweet?
The latter. First hit of the series for Carpenter, who did not play in the first 2. Dexter Fowler, if he sends out a tweet, would reach 202,000 people. So depending on the circulation of the Chicago newspaper that he of his choosing, might be similar. Maybe he's got more.
That's
not sure.
Pretty good audience.
Yeah.
A couple 100,000 people.
Yeah. And he picked him off. Caught him napping over there. But Dexter Fowler again.
Nice call, Princey.
Tom Prince making that call to pick him off. Look at our ball game today on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo, the Maine. Good music there to bring us back.
Do you see that first slider that they were showing in the Supermo there?
Yeah.
That was a great example of when hitters say they look for that dot on the slider to recognize the pitch. You could see it right there perfectly. Of course, it's super slow-mo. Makes it quite a bit easier.
A lot of hitters wish they got it at that speed.
The really good hitters kind of see in super slow-mo.
Well, some talk about how they can pick up spin, right?
Slow down from. Watch the dot. There it is. See it? Right in the middle of the ball. They see that. It just looks like a dot in the middle of the ball to them, and they instantly can recognize that as the slider. Now they're looking at the other side of the ball, but with the spin, it's there. You know, it's on both sides. That's what they see.
And so they know to either lay off or adjust their swing, depending on what they've seen from the pitcher, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
you know, they're really not thinking through it. It's something that's just ingrained. It's a reaction, and one of the first things that happens is they react to a off-speed pitch, whatever that reaction is, and there is no conscious thought like, oh, there's the dot, this is going to be a slider. It's not like that. It's just whatever it is they do when their body realizes that it's an off-speed pitch, it automatically does. In my case, does. It automatically does when they see that spin that shows that dot to them. They just do it. They just do's it.
You should copyright that. That's a good.
Just do's it.
Yeah.
That's a doozy.
Josh Harrison with a base hit. Try to get a man on. Maybe see if Josh Bell can repeat his feat back in the 4th inning. Our Yellowwood bringing the lumber, and Bell with his first long ball of the year.
He cracked that one right down the middle, and what did they say? It went 410.
And we're talking about the setup of that plate appearance too.
You can see he's off the plate a long ways.
Josh Harrison with 2 steals already.
Close.
That's about as good of a move as you can have as a righty.
Not good enough though. Hey, got the paw in there. Got the oven mitt on.
And Carpenter knows what that's like. He got picked off the end last inning. Pirates have scored 1 run in each of the 3 games of the series. The Cardinals have scored 2. Might try to be maybe a little more aggressive offensively, both teams, right? Maybe here in the final innings. Or do you just try to keep doing what you've been doing?
Well, I don't know about doing what you've been doing, but you can't just run to run just to say, oh, let's try to make something happen. I think that's called pressing. You know, that's. You still have to be smart about it. You know, you got the watch right there. You're looking at the speeds home.
If it's not there, you can't.
You know, Molina's going to be quick going the other way.
Jammed him. Bell beat out the back end. Gonna trade base runners. Now 2 men away for McCutcheon.
An up and in fastball.
It's the first free shirt Saturday of the season. And the Bucks host the Yankees this Saturday at 4:05. If you're one of the first 20,000 fans in the ballpark, you take home a free Andrew McCutcheon t-shirt. Thanks to Point Park University. Get your tickets at pirates.com/free shirt Saturday. Andrew trying to get that hitting streak up to 10 games.
Oh, a long ball here. Oh, breeze.
That's one way to do it.
Blowing out toward left center.
Give the Pirates their first lead of this series. Bell's going to try to go. Still 2-1. This in spring training was, guys trying to take that extra base on a ball in the dirt, and well, thrown out pretty handily here, though.
Yeah, good throw, right on the money. There you see the out call. Molina really able to control the rebound and jump right on it. Look at that. I mean, textbook. You know what he blocked it with? He blocked it with his Gold Glove label. Now that's hard to do, but that's why he didn't go anywhere. That label's a little softer than everywhere else.
So
I'm surprised the ball even bounced off his chest protector. Well, why didn't it just stay there so he could just stand up and pull it off?
You're referring to his sticky protector from earlier this season.
Had no idea how that Stickum got there. I saw an interview.
So McCutchen will lead off the next inning instead. Piscotty leads off this one. Garrett Cole has had some runners on today. 5 hits, a couple of walks. But the only damage has been a pair of Dexter Fowler solo home runs. So he's pitched out of trouble, but Fowler, his first 2 home runs, first 2 runs batted in this year. Came into the series hitting 143. Base hit for Piscotty. Hard to keep him down for long. The Cardinal cleanup man today, 1 for 3.
They're starting to get a few swings that are a little bit better now off Cole. Cole really is as we were talking earlier in the game, he's been so good keeping the velocity up. Just because you're getting later in the game doesn't mean you're going to wear him down. That's not the case. You might see the pitches and you're starting to see the same things over and over again. He might have to make some adjustments in that way, but he doesn't get tired.
What was his final pitch? 99.9 or something like that. His last.
I don't think it was the final one, but it was in that inning. It was a strikeout pitch, or he got I know he got an out on it. 99.9.
It's in there when he needs it.
Yeah, he's got a reserve tank.
Maybe not hard hit enough. Let's see. Yeah, Martinez able to beat it out. Doesn't run great, but that was rather softly hit. First time that he hasn't reached today. I guess fielder's choice, but you know what I mean.
Took him a while to toss the baton. It was in a relay race.
Yeah.
But really, and that replay, you saw the double plate turn. Both Mercer and Jay, they did everything they could. Real quick releases. Just wasn't a double play type ground ball.
A little sharper, he might have 2. Pretty good keystone combination. Mercer very solid. Harrison makes the very difficult look easy. Molina also does not run well, so might be able to get that double play ball. Bulls pitch count at 87 here with 1 out of the 6th. His last start threw 114 pitches, so
That's a hard slider. Or was this the curveball? Curveball, yeah, that's curveball.
There's the slider. Couldn't chase it.
Right.
One ball, 2 strikes on Molina. All the scoring from long balls today. 2 for Fowler, 1 for Josh Bell. Martinez running on the pitch. Jaso makes the catch. Nice play by John Jaso in his first career start in right field.
Got the hit today, and that's a beauty.
There's a test.
Well, we were saying they expected to catch the ball that hit at him. Well, this is not a ball hit at him. He's playing deep, trying to keep the ball in front of him, so he had a long way to run to make this play.
Coming into the day, Jaso had played 5 1/3 innings in right field in his big league career. And now he's played 5 2/3 here today, thanks to that catch. Randall Grichuk now running for Martinez. Jerko out to right. Jaso has room. And the Cardinals turned aside in the 6th, but they still lead 2-1.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Traverse and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
We got the 7th inning coming up for you here in St. Louis. Pirates trying to leave this town with a win. It's been 2-1 Cardinals every game of this series. Getting some good pitching, but they need a couple of key hits. Randall Grichuk, who ran for Martinez, now in left. And Walker out there, started the inning, 73 pitches. McCutchen was batting when Bell was thrown out trying to advance.
It's the same thing now with Walker. What I was talking about with Cole, that even though it looks like he's still throwing good, strong and everything, you have seen him a couple of times now. You know what the pitches look like. Make your adjustments and get some knocks.
He's hitting .444 with a home run in his career against Waka. Got a 9-game hitting streak on the line too. But Waka strikes him out. Hey, while we have a moment, want to pass along our condolences to the family of Lloyd Fate, who passed away on Sunday. Lloyd worked with Pirates boosters down in Bradenton, and a loyal Pirates fan. Went to Greensburg High School and passed away on Sunday. And to Lloyd's family, our deepest condolences. To a good friend of ours in our time down in Florida. So now Polanco and Wong gets the second out. Bob, how much of it has been the Cardinals, especially starting pitching? How much of it is the Pirates just not swinging the bats well?
It's probably a little of both. The reason I say it's a little of both is because the Pirates have had some, rough times with the bats coming up to this game. So, but you also you watch the way they're throwing the ball. It's all quality stuff, quality pitchers.
And the guys that they've
big boost for Lance Lynn being back with these guys, and they're healthy. Their situation very similar to us. I think have that good starting pitcher, hold the fort, figure out a way to get the offense back.
Freeze asked for time, and it's only a request. That's how you get him back. Can he get the second on this? No. Nicely cut off by Piscotty.
Fine job by Piscotty. Getting to that line, and it's the main thing. Get to the line and get a throw in. When you're the runner going around first, you have no idea if the throw is, going to be on the bag, or all you can tell is, well, here comes the baseball, so I got to put on the brakes.
Holds Freeze to a 2-out single. Jaso singled last time around. Hit one out the opposite way. Making some more tweets about Jaso's play in right. Looks like he played out there his whole life. Well, I'll tell you, looking at him at first base. Remember, he never played a lick at first base prior to last season. As the year went on, it was, and now to this year, he's improved quite a bit.
Well, he's been going in on for defense this year. Last year, he's being taken out for defense.
He even started, I think, a couple of games at third base in spring training.
Or keeps playing the outfield like this, he'll be going in the outfield for defense. Maybe. Might be a stretch.
Well, you know what? With a spot open right now, and several guys being able to fill that, with a right-handed starter out there, you can make the case for Jaso. Obviously, Adam Frazier, the way that he swung the bat in his career so far. That's probably who you're going to see. Those two getting the bulk of the time. Jaso coming in with good career numbers against Waka. That makes sense. And now Felipe Rivero starting to loosen. Cole spot not up for a while here, but he's at 90 pitches. Might get another inning unless the spot comes up here. Up and in at 96.
Jason having to bail out in a hurry on this one.
Yeah, that'll get your dreads in a knot. Ball 4. Almost hit him. Well, now 2 on with 2 out, and the Cardinals also have some activity in their bullpen as well. Hey, reminder, Game 5. Penn's trying to close out the Blue Jackets. Tomorrow we'll have the coverage for you beginning at 6 o'clock. Penn's up 3-1 after the Blue Jackets took one 5-4. And Matt Bowman, who has been really their best reliever this season. Unscored upon. And here comes your favorite part of this series. Yeah, family picnic.
It's like somebody put a bunch
Hey, come on in. See Garcia. Come on in. Come on.
Somebody put a bunch of black sunflower seeds out there, and all the Cardinals are flocking to the feeder.
Get all the watermelon you want. Come on. It's seedless. We splurged. I mean, when that would happen, was there anything going on? I mean, were the infielders just trying to see, okay, well, maybe I can position myself, step this way or that way?
No, that didn't happen.
No.
So I couldn't answer that question.
Is this a chance to do something different?
I don't know why they all run in like that.
Did you ever shoo them away?
No, I'm a bird lover.
Here comes Matheny. That might have just been a stall tactic. Let's see.
So everybody run to the mound.
Yep.
Like a football play. On 3, everybody run to the mound.
Well, that's going to be it for Waka. Pitching change here in St. Louis. It's up to the Cardinal pen. Pirates looking to tie it, maybe take their first lead of the series.
Presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on more than 400 supported devices. Plus, you get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. That'll be Matt Bowman coming on.
Bowman, as you were pointing out, did a great job. The opponent batting average just 125. Not giving up any hits at all. Very little.
Unscored upon this year, including 12 innings over spring training. And the last time that he gave up a run, it was against the Pirates. They scored 4 off him back on September 6th. So he's due. Mercer is lined out twice. One's hard, one's soft.
See how he puts that just a toe right on the edge of the rubber there. His whole foot is off the rubber to the first base side. He just has his toe touching it, a la Steve Blass. Remember that caused a little controversy in the World Series.
Earl Weaver was trying to get him off his game.
Trying to rile him a little bit, complained about that.
Let's see the Pirates come through with a big hit, huh?
It's about as far off that rubber as you can get and still have any contact with it at all.
Late swing. Hard to pick up. That's why he's been so good. And the Cardinals at the stretch keep their lead. Road ahead. The Pirates will take the day off tomorrow and then welcome in the New York Yankees for a weekend series. Sabathia, Pineda, and the rookie Jordan Montgomery will go for New York against the Pirates trio on the mound, and we'll have that starting for you Friday at 6:30. Yankees 8-game winning streak just coming to an end. They've been one of the baseball's better teams here early. And that's going to be it for Garrett Cole.
Rivera will come on and see if he can hold the score right where it is. You know, we mentioned that Cole thrown well over 200 pitches, 214, something like that in the last his last 12 innings, 6 innings and 6 innings. So
give him a breather.
Yeah, taking him a foot off the accelerator a little bit here.
And
what do you end up with? 90,
91.
91 pitches?
Yeah, 91. And you can do that because Nova goes the route on Monday. Yesterday, Cool had to come out because of the Pirates trailing. LeBlanc gives you 2 innings, so you've used 1 reliever in the whole series.
Got a day off tomorrow.
And a day off tomorrow, for that matter, yeah. Which is good because the Pirates coming into this series, a lot of the top guys were a little bit overused, including Rivero.
He looks sharp. 1 man, 1 strikeout.
What did he pitch? 9 of the first 12 games? I think that's right. Yeah, 9 of the first 12 games for the Pirates.
Look at that, right down the pipe for a take. You know, you got a good breaking pitch. Can do that.
Can't see it,
especially with 2 strikes. That pitch has character.
I've heard that phrase. I like that phrase.
It's Johnny Sain phrase.
Great pitcher and then pitching coach.
Your pitches have to have some character, and that was all about, can you get away with throwing one down the middle occasionally? That was all that you said Every time you throw it down the middle, if it gets hit off the wall or over the fence, it has no character, and you can't. That's not a pitch you can use.
Ray Searage. He's got character.
Yeah. Johnny was character. Johnny Sane.
That's a character too.
Yeah,
Carlos Martinez. Good pitcher too. Aledmys Diaz hitless in his last 18. If you've ever heard the old baseball expression, Spahn and Sane pray for rain. He was the #2 man to Warren Spahn, the Hall of Fame lefty of the then Milwaukee Braves. Heck of a pitcher back in his day, Johnny Sane.
Loved Warren Spahn. Tell a lot of Warren Spahn stories, all about pitching and how Warren went about things.
That was going to be a base hit no matter what. Diaz runs too well. That keeps it from maybe being a double. Trickling out to left.
Yeah, that was going to be a hit no matter what.
And now with the lefty, you turn around Fowler. I think that might have been part of Clint Hurdle's intent here too, to bring on Rivero after he had homered twice against Cole. He's provided all the Cardinals offense today.
Only damage. 2 Fowler home runs. Unlikely.
Yeah.
Done anything until today. Had no RBIs.
And that last one, Fowler kept fair. Right down the right field line. Cardinals with 7 hits, Pirates with 4 today. Diaz running. And a good throw gets him in plenty of time. That's nice.
Very nice. Right on the money. Nice tag by Jay, huh?
Well, I mean,
it's quite a tagger.
Earlier in the series, you saw him come up on a ball thrown down there, and it ended up going to the outfield, led to a run.
Well, that's catching the ball. That's not attacking. He didn't catch it. You got to catch it before you tackle.
Right. And he's so sure-handed there that it was unusual to see that. Nice and simple.
Boom, right there.
I got the ball. There's the out. Throw it around. That's that. Dexter Fowler with his first 2 home runs as a Cardinal. He had not even driven in a run prior to that first one in the 3rd and then another in the 5th. Signed a big 5-year deal to man center field for the Cardinals. Coming over from the Cubs. Now it's full on him.
I guess he's just not wearing that Cup World Series ring around town.
Yeah, Jim Edmonds played for both teams. Fowler runs well. That would have been a heck of a play, and Freese actually made a play like that the other day.
He made one I thought in my mind was more difficult than that. He was running toward the dugout instead of toward first. You know, it's do or die. Yeah, that's why they call it that. Hard to pick that ball up with the bare hand sometimes.
Spinning. So a couple of infield hits in the inning for St. Louis. Greg Garcia 0 for 3 today. Trying to keep this one within a run. Pirates trying to break this witchcraft or whatever's going on. A 2-1 every game. The Cardinals just keeping their spell on the Pirates. Some sort of general sorcery. Well, if this score doesn't change, the Pirates have never been swept in a 3-game series when they've given up 6 runs or fewer. Not since they've kept the records in 1913. So look at the last 105 years. It's hard to do. Gotten such great pitching. And in that Cubs series, the Pirates got some good pitching, and then they had to come from behind those last two games to late to win, get those key hits. They need that recipe again here this afternoon. Hard to do every night.
Cup bullpen might be their Achilles heel.
Yeah.
At least early on looks that way.
I'll tell you, with the Cardinals, Bowman has looked great in this series. You observed that Trevor Rosenthal is looking like his old self.
Got his fastball back. He threw at least 2 or 3 pitches over 100 miles an hour, 100 or better.
And strikes.
In game 1.
And quality strikes, not
He
wild.
lost his closer job to O.
That has been.
I can see him get it back.
Well, that's been the trouble spot for the Cardinals. Is even though he saved the first 2 games of this series, they have been wobbly. And that got Eric Cooper.
And he's wobbly. Double tap.
That's why the umpires rotate. Catchers don't. They're behind there every game. Well, that they're in, at least.
What do you think? They probably take 3 or 4 direct hits off that mask almost every game.
It is a very
it happens a lot. We don't point it out.
Yeah. Struck him out. And so a pair of Ks in the inning for Rivero. Still 2-1 St. Louis.
Sports is brought to you by Barrel. Visit our brand new Kia showroom in Wexford. More vehicles than ever at the very best prices. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
A lot of history here in St. Louis. Hall of Famers and Cardinals standouts. Definitely a lot of nostalgia here at Busch Stadium, in and around. I got the really cool Stan Musial entranceway over third base. And of course, they're celebrating their 11 flags. They point out the 19 pennants that they've won as well.
Kind of like the Yankees of the National League.
They don't like that comparison.
But it's what it is, though, isn't it, right?
Two teams just played each other this past week.
Yankees with the dominance in the American League. And nobody else has 11 pennants flying over their World Series championship banners flying over in this league, except those Cardinals.
So Jose Ozuna batted yesterday as a pinch hitter. That's in spring training. And 250 with an RBI at Indy. Grounded into a double play in his major league debut yesterday. Batting for Chris Stewart. Kevin Segras, one of the better lefties last year, off to a slow start this year. Sometimes we've seen him start off the year with that velocity down, and then it kind of grows at a certain point later on in the year, because he can be a very hard thrower. Daniel Hudson getting up in the Pirates' pen.
Segras, one of those guys that has a reverse splits. I remember correctly. Does a good job against righties, I think.
Into the air, but underneath it. Fowler sends out Osuna. And the Cardinals getting Jonathan Broxton up.
Interesting to see what they do about the ninth if it's still 2-1.
O saved the first two games of this series. Sometimes you don't want him
I'm thinking
going all three.
We might see Rosenthal in that ninth inning because he had to throw a lot of pitches in both those ninth innings.
Yeah, O needed 18 on Monday and 27 last night. So Francisco Cervelli will pinch hit for Felipe Rivero, the pitcher. He'll go in and catch next inning. There's Rosenthal. Trying to get something going. Pirates lone run today on a Josh Bell home run. Cardinals 2 runs on 2 home runs by Dexter Fowler. Bell would bat 4th in this inning. He's in the hole. Fowler's first 2 home runs as a Cardinal. Two quick outs for Segras. Whoa!
Just one quick out.
As soon as that went behind the runner, he wasn't able to hold on. Now, Carpenter was having problems with his right ring finger. It had swollen up on him after getting hit Sunday night. Swelling had gone down enough to play today. but
That's
that doesn't
amazing
affect
that they
anything
just
there.
Drop that.
It doesn't affect anything there.
Waist high throw.
I could see on a throw if something went awry, but not on a catch. Muffed catch. Error on the first baseman. One of the
there's our opening.
one of the steadier guys in the game. Well, the Pirates have taken advantage of some defensive miscues from their opponents. They've really capitalized against the Braves and the Cubs. Harrison today 1 for 3. Pirates down a run in the 8th with 1 out. Foul away. Yeah, Segrist, we've seen him, work in the mid-90s and maybe even up to 97 with that fastball, but he's around 91.
Right now, he and Molina are trying to figure out a way to get a ground ball. That's what they're thinking about.
In case you're wondering, well, Cervelli's that tying run, 8th inning. Too early to pinch run. You can't. He's your last catcher now. You've used him to pinch hit and taken Stewart out of the game. Still do have Hansen on the bench and Frazier, who will run very well if needed for later. There's that ground ball, but booted.
Look at here.
And everyone's going to be safe. 2 errors in the inning, back to back.
Wow, that I don't know if that would have been a double play or not, because Diaz had to move away from second base to make that catch, but these are 2 gifts.
Error on Garcia.
Oh, Garcia, excuse me. Two gifts.
Well, now the man who has driven in the run today, Josh Bell, gets a chance.
Don't look a gift Clydesdale in the mouth. Do something about it right now.
I'll turn him around and bat right-handed. Ball 1. He's fallen behind Bell, 2-0. And Drew McCutchen is on deck.
Well, this inning is really kind of falling together right now, hasn't it? With a couple of errors. Now you're into the getting into the heart of the lineup.
Bell got underneath it. Carrying though for Grichuk. Runners will tag, and on a good throw they have to put on the brakes. Randall Grichuk got that one in a jiffy. And he's almost to the warning track. Nice easy throw for him.
Yeah, that's for me. I would rather have Cervelli playing that just, halfway like you normally would. But what if he messed that ball up in the outfield? I know 3 errors in a row would be hard to wish for, but if it happened and he's tagging now, he can maybe get the third. Whereas otherwise, if he's doing it, there's 1 out, just go halfway. If he drops the ball, does something wrong with it out there, you can score.
Up to McCutchen now with 2 outs.
And tagging up and getting the third with 2 outs, what would be the point anyway?
Yeah.
You're never going to take a risk to do that. So just go ahead and play it, the standard way, and see if maybe you catch a break. Left fielder makes a mistake, you're in position to score.
McCutchen 0 for 3 today. Trying to extend that hitting streak. That would be a good time for that.
Didn't we see that in Orlando? Or was that me and you working in Orlando that day? No, okay.
Not this year. That's how they play McCutchen. Cervelli at second, Harrison at first, both on errors. Can the Pirates take advantage? 2-0 from Segrist. Runners lead. That one's going to get back into the seats.
Got away with that one. That was a hanger.
Back on Saturday in the 7th inning, Andrew McCutchen with the 3-run go-ahead home run, powering the Pirates to a lead that they would keep en route to a sweep of the Cubs. Was a big timely home run.
That also was a breaking ball. Let's see him get another one of those.
2 on, 2 out, and now Molina, as we have seen him do quite a bit in this series. With a strike to go, slow everything down and talk to his pitcher.
I guarantee you baseball is going to look at that one of these days. We'll have another rule change.
Catcher visits.
Well, you know, when you abuse something, they're going to take it away from you when they're trying to speed up the game.
Now the crowd of 40,182 has to get back into it. Pirates have the tying and go-ahead runs aboard here with 2 outs. 2-2 from Segrist. 3-2. Missed with a slider. Where was it?
I think that.
Ooh! Oh boy!
We might have got a break on that one.
New life for McCutchen. Runners will be on the move. Ball 4, and the bases are full of buccos. Without the aid of a hit, the Pirates have the sacks packed for the cleanup man, Gregory Polanco.
The 2-strike timeout didn't work that time.
That goes to the pitcher.
Yeah, that's his fault.
So Cervelli at third. There's Harrison at second. And McCutchen drawing the walk. Another conference.
Where's all the players at? They didn't run in that time.
Gregory Polanco, 1 career grand slam that came last year in Miami.
I'm not greedy. I'll take a infield single right now. Just
how about a little
get a run in here.
How about a little line drive up the middle, dumped into center, scores a pair. Pirates get the lead, and then button her up. Need that big hit. Ball 1. Polanco had an RBI double in the opener of this series. Pinch hitting in the 9th inning on Monday. Now a strike.
Might have been just kind of taken all the way on that one. spread out. They went straight away. Fowler leaning the other way a little bit in center field.
Ooh, a tough take there. 2-1. Laid off that curve from Segrist. Two errors and a walk. The lead is ripe for the picking. And that is caught on a line by Carpenter, and he'll get the final out.
That was a redeemer, I would say.
Matt Carpenter made a sensational play to get the Cardinals out of that jam.
Earlier, he'd opened the door to get things rolling with his error, and look at this, the dive right across the chalk line, and then getting up and hustling to the bag. As I said, that was a redeemer play there.
Two errors and a walk. Had loaded the bases. Hit hard, but right at Carpenter, who starts things here in the bottom of the 8th. And Jose Osuna now at first base after pinch hitting, as well as Francisco Cervelli, also pinch hit, now doing the catching. And doing the pitching, Daniel Hudson.
Always happens, doesn't it?
If we point it out.
There's Hudson's numbers on the young season. He's been busy. 7 games.
Broke his bat. Long run for McCutchen. And that's the first out.
Good read that time by Kutch. Got there and made an easy catch of it.
Now the Pirates bullpen trying to keep this a 1-run game. Piscotty also 1 for 3 today.
pretty good pitch.
Hey, like you surmised, Bob, Trevor Rosenthal getting ready. He'll likely try to close it for the ninth. Certainly familiar territory for the former Cardinal closer. Daniel Hudson coming over from Arizona. 2-year free agent deal with the Pirates.
Well, it's a day off and gets a nice hit. Wow, that one snapped his head back. See that?
Still a rough day at the office. Very difficult for catchers. They take every safeguard these days, and you know, even just 10 years ago, Mike Matheny, a catcher in his career, had to retire early because of concussions. And I think now the equipment is better, the awareness, and
I think the awareness is one of the really big things. I don't even remember being talked about.
It was just, hey, they got their bell rung.
Yeah, clear the cobwebs, all that kind of stuff. You know, as a pitcher, you'd find something to do out there and go the rosin bag, clean your cleats, you know, give your catcher a little time. It's just a very normal thing. It's what happens to catchers.
Yes, a concussion is a bruise to the brain, and you think about that and you go, wait a minute. Now, if it's allowed to fully heal, then you're okay. If you re-aggravate it or sustain another one before it fully heals, that's when you can have lasting effects. And I don't mean just for a couple weeks or a couple months, but for a lifetime. And you know, Mike Matheny having to end his playing career early because of it, and you know, nothing's worth that. And so that's good that.
Hey, he was a tough guy too. You know,
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like he was soft back there, didn't want to take any more shots. I can remember him getting hit in the face with a pitch.
And barely blinking.
Yeah, and like he was bleeding from his cheek and never went down. Didn't even go down and didn't want to leave the game. I mean, he was not soft by any means. So for him to walk away from the game because of the concussions, it shows you how serious it is.
Yeah, I want to try to protect these catchers with all this. Yeah, no game is worth playing if you're going to have long-term detrimental effects. Grichuk batting for the first time. Hudson doing a nice job getting the first two men quickly. Trying to keep this a one-run game to go to the ninth. And he struck him out. Nice inning from Daniel Hudson. Now it's up to the Bucks bats. Down a run as we go to the ninth. Here's tomorrow night, and we'll have it for you right here on Root Sports. Two teams splitting the games in Columbus, and now the Pens have a chance to close it out at home on Game 5. Our coverage starts at 6 with Pens pregame, presented by Levin Furniture and Mattress. Trying to move on. Here, the Pirates trying to move back home with a win. It's a familiar 2-1 Cardinal lead. Pirates have dropped all 2 games of this series by 2-1, trying not to make it 3. And Trevor Rosenthal, his first save chance since June of last year.
Very hard thrower. One of the better fastballs in baseball. And when he is healthy and throwing strikes, he is not easy. But that was a problem for him last year. Whoa.
That was a problem.
Might be a problem for him today.
The 9th can be a different animal.
That was a bit outside.
Well, that is what started to happen to Rosenthal, was bouts of extreme wildness.
That was extreme.
There's one guided in there. Freeze, Jaso, and Mercer due up here in the Pirates' 9th. And 1 out. Pirates are off tomorrow before opening up a series at home against the New York Yankees. The Bronx Bombers coming to Pittsburgh for just the 2nd time since the 1960 World Series. We'll have it for you right here on Root Sports. Our coverage begins on Friday night at 6:30 with Pirates pregame, presented by W.B. Mason. Tyler Glasnow will get the start. Here's John Jaso. He has singled and walked today. Pirates had a pretty good chance. Bases loaded with 2 outs. They had first and second with 1 out in the 8th. 2 men on with 2 out in the 7th. It has been a theme in this series. Great pitching. Great play by Carpenter there. But just lacking that one really big hit. That can change, though, here in the 9th. .100 from Rosenthal.
Yeah, you really got to just forget about anything other than fastball when you're facing him. Be ready to hit the number 1. And if he throws you something else and you got 2 strikes, you try to do your best to make some kind of a adjustment like Freeze did, just to get the ball put in play. But you got to be ready to hit that fastball. If he can bring it.
No swing. That's the off-speed stuff. .100 miles an hour.
Get him in the strike zone too. That's obviously the other thing with him. Don't help him out.
He's battling here, hanging in there at 101. The Pirates have allowed 6 runs in this series, and they are on the doorstep of getting swept. But one swing of the bat can tie it. If this score holds, stats tells us that since 1913, as far back as we can go, the Pirates had never been swept in a 3-game series, giving up 6 runs or fewer. 105 years of baseball. But one ball over the wall, and we're knotted up. 3-2.
Comes Heater.
Broke his bat, and it sneaks through. And the tying run is on in the 9th. Nine-pitch at bat from John Jaso.
Yeah, really did a good job laying off a couple of pitches that were away from him, and didn't hit it all that hard. Broke his bat, but he avoided the strikeout. Get something put in play. Maybe you find that hole. There it is.
It came in at 101 miles an hour. It came out at 54, but it's a base hit. And Alan Hansen will pinch run for Jaso. He's the tying run with one out. Jordy Mercer got a hit in the 9th yesterday. For 3 today. Now, Rosenthal has not been in this role since Sun-Hwan Oh took over as the closer last June, but Mike Matheny using him today with Oh saving the first 2 games of the series. 110 career saves.
Didn't get a call there. Makes it tough on a guy like Rosenthal, who's not really a serious strike thrower anyway. When that strike zone shrinks down a little.
Pirates have been using Hansen as a late game pinch runner. He's factored into some of those come from behind wins back in Chicago. Fouled away. To get in that tying run. The Pirates have not been able to do it, though they've threatened late in these ball games. They have had the tying run aboard in the 9th inning in each one of these 3 games. Rosenthal already 17 pitches. Jose Osuna 0 for 2 in this series and in his big league career out on deck.
Been one of a little bit of a problem for Jordy here early in the year is getting called out on strikes on these borderline pitches. This one right at the very top of the strike zone.
And now 2 outs. Jose Osuna is going to look for his first big league hit. Now, we did see in spring training, especially he can have some power.
Well, Hansen take a shot at it here.
Trying to get in scoring position. Yeah. He's at first with 2 away. Cardinals lead 2-1.
Well, as far as Rosenthal, he's kind of middle of the road time-wise. He's not exceptionally quick to home, but he wouldn't be a guy you consider slow either.
And now the Pirates down to their final strike. Well, he's caught up yesterday, and he's in quite a spot here. Maybe these 40,000 plus will remember the name Osuna. Two and two.
See by the body language there, he's upset with himself, shaking his head. He overthrew the ball and just drug it, messed up his release point and just drug that pitch out with him. The front shoulder flew open too early. What will it be?
The Cardinals again win 2-1. Every game of this series a 2-1 Cardinal victory. And even though the Pirates had the tying run aboard, or even the go-ahead run aboard in the 9th inning in every game.
Yeah, it was kind of the 8th inning was the opportunity, I think, in this game. But still, it just missing a couple of hits in every one of these is the difference from sweeping to being swept.
Maybe one more hit in a key spot.
Been a theme. Got to get the hits when they count.
Well, the Cardinals, who came in despondent, they've gotten things going with a 3-game sweep here at home. The Pirates will try to regroup back at their place on Friday against the Yankees. Now let's go to the post-game show now. Here's Robin Teak.